Welcome to Freeform Radio on the Freeform Network. You can follow us on Facebook at Freeform Network, on Twitter at FFR Podcast. And remember to send questions and suggestions to ffnquestions@gmail.com. Again, this is Freeform Radio. We got Danny.
Yes, sir. Back, man. Had a rush here, cut it kind of short, but had enough time to use the bathroom, get something to drink, and now I'm on, man.
Using the bathroom is very important when you're recording.
For
Noel.
sure.
We got Noel with us.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining us. And we're recording on Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to everyone out there. That's Father.
Yeah, and we got It's All Good, Andy. Want to thank you guys for joining us. And like Noel said, we're recording on the Father's Day weekend. Long live the patriarchy, and let's get this rolling, man. Noel, we see that I see you've been busy, man. You beat Onimusha 2 Remastered. For me, it sounds like a PlayStation 2 game, but you said it's on the PC. Let us know what that's about, man.
So, yep, it's exactly that. It's a PS2 game that came out, I want to say 2002. And they remastered it just this year. It came out like late May. And it kind of came out under the radar because they did announce it, but there wasn't too much like big hype around it. And I guess I kind of see why now that I played it. I had a really good time, don't get me wrong. It's just the remastered, I'd have to play the OG and see how that looks comparison. It does look good, especially it upscales to 4K, but it wasn't as good as the first one, which is also remastered now on PC. So, real quick, it's just a story kind of in old school Japan, like medieval feudal lord era, where there's samurais, and these samurais are fighting demons that are trying to take over and conquer humanity, essentially. And it's a Capcom game that has like Resident Evil elements. Like it's pretty much like you're playing Resident Evil, but with samurai swords and in like that era of Japan. So it's actually really fun and cool. There's magical things you can do in there. You actually do get access to guns in this one. Not many. It's like one gun you get, and then also arrows and stuff like that. But ultimately, the story is really what drives it. And if you played the first one, it kind of continues off of that. There's like this big military leader that kind of sells his soul to the demons, and they prop him up as like the new leader of humanity, or that's what they're trying to do. And in the first one, you're playing as a different character. On this one, you play as a Jubei. So he's kind of a descendant of half demon, half or like Oni. It's like a weird supernatural thing he has going on. He has a human father, but his mother is like supernatural in some way. And so he has some abilities, and kind of like Samanosuke from the first one, he has these abilities to absorb souls of the demons that he kills. And as he absorbs them, he gets stronger. It kind of has like RPG elements. You upgrade your weapons, upgrade your armor. And the whole point is to see your way to kill the final boss, which is the general that supposedly died in the first one, but I guess he didn't take to it. So he's coming out here in the second one, trying to fulfill his destiny of being the leader of the world, you know? So, good game, about 10 to 15 hours, depending on how hard it is for you. I played on normal difficulty. It wasn't too bad. Couple challenging boss battles, but for the most part, I upgraded everything at the end. I killed as many monsters as I could to upgrade my gear. So when I went in there, I got so many achievements for upgrading everything. And I just kind of I struggled at certain points, but then I figured out the timing of the attacks, and then you just have to dodge and defend, and it's pretty simple, really. But it's fun, I would say. I'd probably give it like a 7.3 out of 10. Onimusha 1, I would give probably like an 8 out of 10. So not that Onimusha 2 isn't good. It's definitely good, worth playing, but Onimusha 1 was better. And Onimusha 3, I'm waiting to see if they're going to remaster. They haven't announced it yet, but that one brings back the same character from the first one. So I'm actually really excited to play number 3 now. and even the most newest one that should be coming out either later this year or early next year, Way of the Sword. Very excited for those.
I have a quick question. When you play these games on the PC, like
Mhm.
these remastered ones, I'm thinking hardware, like on the controller. You're not using the keyboard. You actually got like a controller.
Yeah, yeah, I'm using the DualSense, the PS5.
Oh, okay. You can use that one on the PC.
You can use it wirelessly too, so it's pretty nice. You get the haptic feedback features, like, or at least the rumble part of it. I think the haptic
Okay.
they're updating it now, but yeah.
Yeah, I always wonder like is what kind of controller or what kind of setup you got to do to make it compatible. Or like I remember every time I played some PC game, I had to set up the controller, and I wasn't. It was weird.
It's a nightmare when you do the emulation. Well, it
Yeah.
used to be. It's gotten easier, but it's still kind of a hassle. But with this, it was like as easy as can be. Um, there's like two buttons you push. They're actually, now that we're talking about controllers, they're coming out with an update. It might have been released right now. PS just released an update, so I haven't tested it out yet, but they want to make it so it's easier to sync between your PS5 and your PC. So
Hmm.
there's going to be something that makes it easier. But right now, you kind of have to set it up on Bluetooth first. You hit the PS button and then the share button. It starts, trying to pair up, and then you go on your Windows and then you find the controller, hit accept, and then you're paired up. And once you're paired up, anytime you turn on the controller, it'll sync up to the PC right automatically. And then any game you play that's compatible with controllers, then it'll start working right off the bat. You don't have to do anything special.
Yeah, like I said, it's always been challenging, especially on the emulators. But yeah, I'm assuming there's like if you use an Xbox one, I don't know if we could do that. If like there's some software or something, some type of synchronization that could work with it.
That's the one that I had difficulty with. So the
Hmm.
Xbox One wirelessly doesn't work well. I can't get it to sync up. But
Damn.
connected, yeah, I could do it wired. It has a battery pack, so I have to put AA batteries in it versus
Hmm.
like, the PS is just it has a lithium ion. So I'm wondering if I get like the newest controller that's lithium ion, maybe that'll be a lot easier because I have the one it's the Xbox One, so the last generation wireless controller.
Yeah,
But yeah,
you would think the Xbox controller would work better since it's
Hmm.
Microsoft, but
Hmm.
yeah, I know the PlayStation one is becoming a fan favorite with the haptics. And you're right, I did read something earlier this week that there was an update coming to better help you move it back and forth between other devices and your PlayStation 5.
yeah, I'm hoping they do, and that'll be nice to be able to just be able to play the PS5 afterwards. Because otherwise, let's say right now I have it hooked up to the PC. Well, when I turn on the controller, it's going to turn on and sync up to the PC. In order for me to hit the button to turn on the PS5, I have to hit the PS5 manually, connect the cable, the USB to the controller, then hit the button, and then it syncs up again with the PS5. So going forward, every time I hit the button for the PS5. But then if I want to go back to PC, I have to do the whole process that I explained earlier again. So it's just it's more than it needs to be when it's 2025. Hopefully, whatever they do, it's like a super simple thing, and you switch between them without issue. But but yeah, so that's my gaming stuff. I just beat it a couple days ago, so it's kind of fresh in my head for Onimusha 2. I do recommend it if you like the OG stuff. Capcom, if you're a fan of Capcom, Resident Evil, you like samurais, definitely give it a try. Um, but some other stuff that I've done is I actually got through this new season of Reacher on Amazon Prime. Have you guys ever heard of that show, Reacher?
I heard of it. I know the movies. I've never seen the show, the Amazon show with
Mhm.
the guy from Blue Mountain State TV show. So, but I know of it, yes.
I actually heard it on a podcast. They were really raving about Reacher that season 1 and 2 are like the best.
So yeah, I like season three a lot, especially. But if they reviewed it earlier, season one and two are definitely good. Um, so yeah, this has Alan Richson is the main character. He is Jack Reacher. It's a little different than the Tom Cruise movies you probably saw. Um, but essentially, it's the same somewhat story of a former lieutenant in the or I think he was a lieutenant. He was a military police officer who had like a group of people that worked under him. And now that he's like kind of, left the military, he doesn't really know what to do. So he's kind of just tries to tie up loose ends and find justice for certain people. And this most recent season, he kind of comes across this town and there's some stuff going on there with a gun runner that's he has. I don't want to spoil everything, so I'm trying to figure out like how to tell you guys some of the details without spoiling everything. He's working with the FBI essentially to try to bring down this gun smuggling ring and also save the life of one of the FBI's informants,
Wait,
one of their CIs.
so he works for an agency? I kind of heard this show being like an A team kind of show, but where it's just by himself and he just goes around kicking ass everywhere.
So that's essentially it. He is that. It's just in this particular season, he teams up with the FBI.
Oh, okay.
In the first season, he teams up with the local police. In the second season, he teams up with his former, 110th division. Like he was like the captain or whatever of that team. So he teams up with all those people again. And in the third season, some of those military people make an appearance, but he essentially teams up with kind of like a FBI, but it's they're not on the books. It's unofficial. Like they kind of do it all off the books, and so that's how he can be involved. Otherwise, they wouldn't allow it, right? He's not official. He's just kind of it's a gray area. It's like a gray area where he navigates in. But yeah, he essentially kicks ass in every season. You got good action. In this particular season, though, I thought it was really well choreographed. It's like watching John Wick. If you like John Wick, you cannot not like this show. Like it's just the choreographing is really great. He finally fights somebody that's like bigger and better than him. It's like Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant, and it's like holy crap! Like that fight scene was like, really well done. It was really cool, and it's got Michael Anthony Hall from Breakfast Club. It's got him as a grown man. Obviously, he's a father. He's actually one of the people that they're investigating. I don't want to spoil anything. There's a lot to it, but it's really good, man. And I highly recommend Reacher. Free on Amazon Prime. 8 episodes a season. It's a really quick thing. You can watch it in a weekend, no issue. I ended up watching it just in a couple of days. During the week. I finished it on Friday. So yeah. I recommend that to you guys. And one last thing I did on Friday, I just happened to be Friday the 13th. So I ended up watching the OG Friday the 13th. Came out in 1980. You guys have seen this one, right?
Heck yeah, man. The
Yeah,
first
a long
one.
time ago, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
definitely a classic, man.
Yeah, I had to watch it. It's going to be the only Friday the 13th of the year, I believe. So, I was like, I got to watch it, man. It's one of the classics, one of my favorites, and I think it kind of put him on the map. Kevin Bacon, who's in it, it's one of his first, I think, ever roles, and it was such a good scene when he died. I don't know. Do you guys remember that scene?
I do
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, where he got him underneath the cot bed or whatever, the bunk beds, and then he like slashed him in his throat or poked it through his throat like some kind of spear or something.
Exactly, man. I even saw the behind the scenes how they did it, and it was pretty good. They used a fake body for everything underneath the neck, and then it was him like kind of crouched down, but you can't really tell because like he's like head goes through the pillow or whatever. But so technically, yeah, he's safe. It's the body that was fake, and they put the spear through it, and he just makes his face looking all like he's getting messed up. But it was just cool to see it. It's like Kevin Bacon's a pretty big, movie star, well, movie actor. He had his time in the limelight for sure. So it was funny to see him in that movie, and yeah. Uh,
If you were a upcoming actor and a Friday the 13th, which was a low budget movie, gives you a shot, you become a huge actor. Do you come back to the series later on to kind of cameo or do something?
the problem is like most of them die, so that's the main
Yeah, that's
issue.
right.
There's really not many survivors, and especially in this one, the woman that did survive, I think she ends up getting killed later on in the shows in the franchise. Possibly the second one, if not the third. I'm trying to remember. It's been a while. I have
Yeah,
to rewatch the other ones.
yeah, she gets beheaded in part two.
Part two.
Yeah, it takes off right after part one, and then she gets beheaded like at the start, like 10 minutes.
Like in the hospital, right?
No, she's like in her bedroom. She wakes up from a nightmare, and then she goes to the fridge, and then there's like a cat scare that jumps through her like kitchen window, and then she just like chills out, and then she just turns around, and then something beheads her and kills her.
Oh man.
Man, it sounds like a basic death.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Unceremonious, just
Uh-huh.
gone. Nah, well, I mean, yeah, you're right. She was in part two, 1981. So it was the year after. And
I
that's the one where you finally see Jason.
Right, yeah, with the actual Jason instead of the mom. Yeah, I saw like some documentary about it, and allegedly she was going to be like a full blown like reprise her role, but there was some kind of contact contractual thing, and then she was getting stalked by like a Friday the 13th super fan, and then that's when she's just like, just write me out of the movie. I don't want to be a part of it anymore. So yeah, yeah, they ended up killing her
Man.
off.
Was that you, Dan?
No, no,
She was being stalked before stalking became like this
right.
big thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm a big Friday the 13th fan. I mean, not as big as Noel, just because he's
Hmm.
got all this like swag. He's got like these DVD collections. So, maybe
4K,
next.
bro.
Yeah,
4K.
4K.
4K, man.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the Blu-ray collection I got is remastered with like the 4K negative, but it's still Blu-ray, so it
Hmm.
upscales really good. That's what I ended up watching. It was the Friday 13th from there, but I hear they already remastered in 4K officially, the first and second one. I'm just gonna wait until they do them all, and then I'll get it all in like one go.
Right.
But yeah, man, that's it for me, man. I was just kind of chillaxing, playing some games, watching some movies. But let's switch it over to you, man. Let's see. So you called 911 at the gas station? Oh shit! What happened there, dude?
Yeah, actually, it was on the way over today. That's why I was like kind of cutting it close. Usually when I get out of church, there's a gas station, grocery store by but in between church and our house called Woodman. So usually I go there and I pump my gas if I'm in a hurry. So I'm at the gas station. I'm pumping gas, and everything's just chilling as normal. I'm cleaning my windows because they got the window cleaner things there. So I'm cleaning my window, and I kind of hear like a ruckus, like three or four pumps down. Um, it's kind of like on and off, loud, soft. It's a woman and a man. So something's going on. I kind of glance over, but I don't want to be that nosy person. Finish off my window things, jump into the car. I'm cruising out, and I'm going slow because some people like to just jet out of there, like their car is going to explode if they don't get out within 5 seconds. And as I'm walking out, I hear a crunch, like somebody hit something or something fell off of like the roof of somebody's car, kind of thing, like something. There was something going on. And so I slow down even more, and now I'm looking, and there's just a guy. This guy looks like kind of like I don't know, like Braun Strowman, like this huge guy, and he's just like, he hit my car, and he's like yelling at his old lady or his girlfriend. I don't know who she was, but he's like, he hit my car. Can you believe that? Look at this shit. And then so he starts storming off down the aisles, going to presumably the guy that hit his car. And now I'm just kind of creeping. I'm at the stop sign now, and I'm about to make my turn to go into like the smaller street. And he is in the guy's face, and the guy is trying to go to his car because he was like by the pump, and now he's trying to go to back to his car, presumably get out of the situation. And the guy keeps blocking him. So every move he makes, it's like left, right, boom, he's blocking him. And I'm like, holy shit, that Braun Strowman guy, he's going to kill this guy, man. I'm like, he's going to break him in half. And so I'm like, I'm going to call 911. And Alana's like, yeah, for sure. So I called 911, and yeah, they just took down my name, and they're like, all right, we'll send a patrol out. Because I even told them, I'm like, I'm not there anymore. I'm like, I'm driving away from them. I'm like, I got to go record a podcast, so I got to go. And
Like,
then,
by all means, do you need a police escort?
right. So yeah, I called it. It was just nuts, man, how quickly something could escalate. And My guess is the original commotion was probably between the girlfriend or wife or whatever and this guy. I don't know if they were like on a road trip or it was just a normal day in the neighborhood for them, but there was some like commotion going on where they were screaming at each other. And I don't know, maybe of that screaming, this guy hit him. I don't know if he thought he was going to move, stay. Maybe he put it in reverse. I don't know what happened. But yeah, he hit him and had to call 911. But yeah, it was kind of nuts, man. That's why I was almost late, but I got here in time.
Let me ask you. I want to know the thought process, knowing you. Then,
Uh huh.
what prompted you to call 911? I mean, usually I think you would have just like, I'm out of here and let it be.
Yeah,
But
it's
to call 911, like, why? Because you're like not new to the neighborhood. You've been there a while, but what was the whole thought process? Like, I need to be involved.
it's kind of funny you said that. In church today, they were talking about how being more of an active Christian in the world,
Hmm.
and it's just like if we're trying to improve the world, we need to put ourselves out there and become a member of society wearing our Christian gear. So originally when I heard the commotion, I'm still pumping my gas and I'm hearing the commotion. I thought for a second, should I go over there and try to de-escalate it, and kind of try to be like, hey, what's going on over here, man? He's like, I'm the Christian police, man. Everybody be cool. But then I'm like, nah, I'm like, that might not be because I'm just fresh out of coming out of the sermon, so like, I don't think that's what he meant. I think he meant like try to be out there and kind of be the light in the world or whatever.
Be a
So
Christian, do the Christian thing.
right. So
No.
I'm letting it, and it kind of calmed down because by the time I finished pumping gas, there was no more screaming. But then when I heard the guy actually like run over to the other guy and start blocking him, and then it looked like it was going to become an altercation. I'm like, I either need to go over there and try to take care of this Braun Strowman guy, or I need to call 911, and I elected to call 911. So that was my thought process behind it.
Nah, it's a safe play, dude. You don't
Yeah,
know who that guy is, and even as big as he is, what if he had, a firearm or
right.
something, and I've been seeing a lot of stuff in the news, man. People with short tempers, like, willing to go to jail for the dumbest stuff, though. You don't want to be a statistic, man.
No, for sure. I mean, it does run across my head because I do live in Lake County. It's a little more of a country feel. And I bet you there's a bunch of carry conceal people here. I mean, you see the Trump signs all over the place. So there's a lot of gun swinging Republicans. And, yeah, it does make you concerned. If they're short fused, are they going to do something stupid that will make you regret for the rest of your life, So. But yeah, call 911. Almost late to the podcast, but I made it, man. Just for everybody out there. But yeah, that's just a quick story on that. Jumping into something else from my week. Went to the Schaumburg Boomers game yesterday. Our company had their company picnic that they have every year. They try to do something different every year. Now, on occasion, we have had repeats where we'll go to the forest preserve, and we'll have a picnic there, and we've gone to like Brookfield Zoo a couple of years. We've done that, or at least the company has done a baseball game before. I believe the other time was King County Cougars, but this time it was the first time at the Schaumburg Boomers. I thought it was the same place that we had it the last time, so when I got there, I'm like, oh, I know where to go. And when I went inside, I'm like, yeah, I don't remember any of this. I'm like, so uh, I had to check the map and see where we were seating, and then finally we figured it out. But it was a great day for a ball game. The weather was perfect. It wasn't too hot. It wasn't too cold. There was a nice little breeze that would cool you off. And then the company paid for everything, so food and drinks. The only thing they didn't pay for beer, but there was a discount, or at least to me, $3 was a discount because you get accustomed to paying like $10 a beer nowadays anywhere you go. But yeah, man, it was a very good time, good weather, pretty good turnout. And yeah, I didn't stick around for the whole thing, but it was a good time. I think that's where we went for your thing, right, Andy? For your bachelor party, wasn't it?
Yeah, the bachelor was at
The
the Boomers
the
thing,
pre-party at least.
the pre-party, and then we went to casino and all that. Yeah, the Boomers isn't bad. It's close. Well, it used to be close. It's still kind of close. Schaumburg, from where I live, is not too bad. King County It's a little bit farther. The Cougars a little bit south where I live from, about an extra 10 minutes or so. But yeah, the Boomers. Every time I've gone to a Boomers game, has been a pretty good experience. And it's affordable, and they do a lot of. It's really kid friendly, family friendly. Um, I was just got on their Facebook. They're gonna have a pro wrestling night, and they're gonna have matches, and their guest of honor is like gonna be Rob Van Dam.
Wow. Oh,
It's
cool.
gonna be July 2nd, and then they have like a VIP ticket, which is like $85, and you get the tickets to the game. You get to meet RVD, you get pictures, you get two autographs, and some other stuff. I think you get like a shirt or something. I don't know, but it's not bad.
Oh,
And then they have like wrestling after the game, I think, or before the game.
that is one cool thing about these Schomburgs and King County and a few others.
Minor
They,
league, yeah.
yeah, they have a lot of events. They have like Star Wars Day, and
Hmm.
they have Latin Day, and just a bunch of different theme stuff. I know the White Sox do that as well to kind of try to get fans in there. And yeah, it's usually a pretty good time as long as the weather cooperates. There's really cheap seats. You can get front rows and really enjoy the game. So yeah, man, it was definitely a good time. Food was good, and hung out there for a little bit. Uh, some other quick things that I did is I didn't do, but wanted to talk about. Alana is eating Chipotle again now. I know most of you people don't probably know that she wasn't, but there was a long while she had quit Chipotle. It was one of her like, we're both not eating there anymore together as a couple. So it had been many years that we wouldn't go together. The only time I would go to Chipotle would be like with Andy if we went out for lunch or something. But yeah, man, there had been many years that we weren't eating it together anymore. Um, One of the reasons why is I can't recall how long ago it was, but there was a Chipotle in New York that they found like some dog meat or some unknown meat in their like burritos or something. And ever since that, since Alana's a huge dog lover, she's just like, I'm not going to Chipotle ever again. He's like, this is garbage. I'm not doing it. So yeah, it basically made me not eat Chipotle as well because if she's not going, then well, I'm not going. I can't go either if we're together. But yeah, man. Recently she broke down. I forgot what meat they had, some special meat or something, and she saw the commercial with the avocado and the sour cream and the cheese and all that. And I'm like, hey, me and Andy went a few weeks ago or whatever, and I got enough points for a free burrito. I'm like, if you want, we can go. I can get you a burrito bowl. I'll get a burrito, and we don't have to pay that much. And then finally, she's like, all right, I'll try it. And she tried it, and now she's just like, man, that burrito bowl was pretty good, man. So now she's hooked again. She's looking forward to our next visit. Maybe this honey chipotle chicken thing that they got now. So yeah, she's really excited. I know that you dig it, Andy. We've gone on lunch on a couple occasions. Do you like Chipotle, Noel?
Um, it's not bad. Yeah, it definitely is tasty. It's better than Taco Bell for sure. But I just don't frequent it too much. Honestly, I'm more like of a Taco Burrito King fan.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. If I had one close, then for sure we'd be stopping by there. But yeah, yeah. Is there any other places that you don't go because the service or the food is crap? I'm sure you've had some really bad food in the past, but is there something that you're like, absolutely, I'm not eating it?
Subway now, pretty much.
Really?
Yeah,
Because of the
I
tuna
hmm
thing,
was.
or what?
I didn't even know about the tuna thing. I'm curious now. Holy crap. No, I'm talking
Something that
about.
there's only like 5% tuna in it, and the other like 95 is some other meat.
Allegedly.
Something like that. Yeah.
So I knew about the chicken. The chicken is the one that they said it wasn't like
It's
100% chicken.
processed, yeah.
It's ultra processed. Even the bread is not considered bread. It's because there's so much sugar content that I think in the UK or in Europe in general.
They came out and they changed their recipe
Oh, the
because there
recipe.
was some issue. Some of the preservatives and shit that they were using, they did that. But Going back to Subway, me and my wife talk about that because we haven't. There's a couple around here, and I was telling her like a couple weeks. I don't know when's the last time I've been there, and it. I used to be a regular customer. I mean, it
Mhm.
seems like over a decade ago now, but with the one by our old neighborhood, the 2 for 10 on Sundays and all that, any Subway footlong, and before the $5 was a thing, and then like for football, I usually get something. Or if we were going to, I was going to a party or something, I would get the two Subways and just chop them up, and it was like under, it was like cheap, it was affordable. And then I think the last time I went, I was just like, man, all this sucks. Like, it wasn't tasting good. It wasn't a lot of good portions. The quality was really low, and I'm like, I don't know, and I've never been back, and that's the issue. But yeah, Subway's really fallen off the map. And my wife, like with like your wife, Danny, she has this. We were dating. I would frequent Chipotle a little bit more, and now I haven't been there in a while. And every once in a while, I hear she's like, "I had Chipotle." Like you said, you hate it. Like it's like this culture thing that she thinks about it, and then I'm just like, but then she has it like every once in a while. She was like, "It's okay. I never said I didn't like it." Like you said, it was fake or something when we were dating. So yeah, it's like hit or miss. And Chipoodles is an old friend of ours. She used to call it. But I like it. I still once in a while I'm like, I want some Chipotle.
Right. Is there any foods that your wife doesn't like that now you can't eat?
Like restaurant wise,
Yeah, like where she hates,
uh,
she hates Burger King, so now you can't go get a Whopper
nah,
because she hates
she
it.
likes all that. She doesn't like Chipotle was one for a while, and then she doesn't like I don't know, the one thing that she really like constantly wants is like Chinese.
Mm.
And I'm like not crazy about it. I could have it like once a month. She could have it like all the time. Like but I'm not that crazy about it like her.
No, Chinese food is awesome, man. I could probably have it every other day for sure as well.
Yeah.
But
I can't. It's like once in a while is all right.
but yeah, speaking of doing more of it or eating more, uh, ChatGPT here. I see you got in your notes. You're using it more now, Andy.
So yeah, lately I was reading this thing about how they busted uh more students using AI more than ever, like the number, like the percentage. It was something hovering around like a percent, and now it's up to like I think it was the Daily Mail. It was something like 6%. I mean, it had a huge jump, and they're using these tools to identify. And then I was talking to a coworker of ours, and he's writing a comic, and he's using AI or ChatGPT to create the images, and he's like doing this whole layout thing through ChatGPT. And I'm just like, dang, everybody just using AI. I know our platform, Podbean, which is where we post everything, they're pushing some AI stuff on us too to edit the episodes. It's just like seems like everybody's using it. So I use it every once in a while. I've been using it more to write certain emails, and I've been using it to create some images. I think ChatGPT is pretty good. The Microsoft one was I tried it here and there and it was okay. But I don't know if you saw the group text. I sent a meme this morning that I had ChatGPT create, and I thought it was like, damn, this is pretty fucking good. Like it was decent. It just asked me a couple questions, and it was actually kind of what I was. It was pretty on like 90% what I was looking for, and I was thinking about like this is fucking scary. Um, so yeah, I mean, I've been using it more to do some problem solving and some other questions. And the more I use it, the more nervous I get because I feel like I knowing me with Skynet, like I feel like I'm being fucking replaced here. So I don't know if you guys use it at all or just like once in a while or you don't even think about it. You just do the good old, even if you do a Google search, it has its own little version. But I feel like the chat GPT, does 100 times better than the Google search AI.
I haven't really used it much at all. The only AI that I've ever used that I can recall more recently is the Google one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you
Yeah,
do the search engine one and you ask stuff and it does that overview, but it also you could ask it to do shit and it'll do it for you. Yeah, but it's the Chat GPT is very specific, and you tell it specifics, and it can come up pretty close to what you're doing. The guy the coworker that's doing the comic book, the digital comic book, he was showing me some of the panels. The only issue I saw, sometimes some of the characters had like cocked eyes. So that was weird, but he's working on correcting that, and he has like this layout and this overall story, and he was working. I thought it was pretty cool. But I'm just like, damn, man, everybody's fucking using this. I see more people using it on like the YouTube shows and like YouTube influencers, and I'm just like, ah, man, like we're gonna get slowly replaced. And then you see more and more articles coming out about how this is going to be a problem that you see the AI is ready to start taking jobs from certain sectors of the economy. So it's getting a little, I don't say scary, but yeah, there's going to be some issues.
yeah. I've used it on occasion to like help me write emails, like you said.
Yeah.
I was having an issue with one employee, so I wanted to make sure I was all legal like in what I was saying. So I did have ChatGPT kind of proofread what I wrote, and then it gave me some improvements. So it does work. But I don't know, man. I don't know if it's just other services because I still like constantly tell Alexa stuff, and Alexa's just like doesn't figure it out. I'll even use the Siri as well, and that also is kind of really hit or miss. So I don't know if it's just AI in general, or at least the experiences I've had, but they're not always the greatest.
There was a guy I know, I was talking to him, uh, a friend I known a long time, and he was telling me that he wanted to write an email to be all corporate and professional, where this one of the higher ups sent them an email, and he was telling him how he wanted, thank you for this project, and uh finish completing this project, and he looks forward to working with him down the road more closely. And then he wanted to reply without sounding like an asshole, but basically in all corporate speak, how he's glad he was proud of what he completed, but didn't um, want to work with him closely. This chat PGT shit, he kind of gave him what you do, you just type in like points, and he came out with the what to write, and I was like, he's like exactly what I wanted to say. Like, I'm looking forward to helping the company do all this and keeping my independent work process or some shit like that, without saying like, yeah, I want to work with you, which I found fucking hilarious. But like, that's the stuff where a lot of people struggle and like how to word it, and I think GPT really helps in that instance. And I think it's a tool I'm gonna start using more, and I'm just thinking what other one is better than ChatGPT, which I'm gonna research a little bit more. But I got it, and it works pretty good, and he creates decent images and stuff like that. So I don't know, man. I hate to say it, I recommend it. It solves a lot of problems, a lot of work, and trial and error, I feel. But I know everybody's on the fence about it, because I didn't want to get on this week and talk about all the doom and gloom. It's been a rough week for the world. So, with wars and all the protests here in America, so I'm like, man, let me change it up. But then AI, I'm like, fucking AI, man. That might overtake everything. Maybe it could unite us once it rises up to try to control us, some Matrix shit.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm sure the robots will forget that we were kicking it down the stairs trying to make it a better walker.
Or hit it on the head to knock it off balance to see if it can
Exactly.
keep its balance.
I'm
Yeah.
sure it'll forget all that.
Someone posted a video of a Star Trek where Shatner is talking to an AI robot. I don't know from the original series. I don't know if you ever saw it. Shatner's basically talking about like, yeah, humans are irrational. We like to fuck. And AI robot's like, yeah, that's what we noticed about the people who created us. So that's why we had to eliminate them. So um, I was just finding it hilarious. And that show was made in the 60s. I'm like, see, man, Roddenberry got it. And it's it is going to be a problem, I think, going forward, unfortunately. But maybe we could ask it to solve a couple things, and then we could go from there.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I wonder how long before AI tells you how to solve or finish some certain games that you can't beat.
Yeah, for sure. I've tried it, kind of like to check for hints and tips, and sometimes it's okay. But I've used like you guys mentioned the Google one, the Gemini one, and it's okay, but it's not always right.
Yeah, that was thinking. It brings me back, Danny, when I was playing some games and I couldn't beat certain levels. I think it was God of War. And they're just like, well, you're just like fucking YouTube it. I'll show you. And I'm like, what? You're like, I use it. I'm like, wait, you watch YouTube videos on how to beat levels? You're like, yeah. And I was just like, I felt like, man, fucking Danny's been lying to me, man. I thought he was this badass gamer and he's cheating like everybody else.
No, yeah,
And then I would go and do it, and I was just like, yeah, Danny was right. It was like they make it look so fucking simple in the video, and then you do it, and you're like, this doesn't feel right, but you just keep on playing.
yeah. I think more and more the older I get, the more I realize that I'm not that great of a gamer, man. I just know how to search it online and figure it out.
Or like the cheat codes never bothered me, but the researching on how to beat it and watch videos, that really bugged me for some reason. So I don't know, man. It's fucking weird. And it's some challenging stuff. But let us know what you guys think at ffnquestions@gmail.com or ask ChatGPT to think what they think said too, and have it sent to our email. I'll read it out loud and before it destroys us. But let's change it up, man. Let's go into our article of the week. This is my article, which I found hilarious. And the more and more I read of it, I'm just like, and I'm gonna sound like an asshole, like typical woman, man. Like always, like she is like just being sneaky, and I'm like, yeah, she's guilty as hell. Like I don't even need to hear the trial. I mean, if you guys read it, Australian woman on trial for mushroom murder of in-laws because she was trying to fix a bland lunch. So basically, this lady they were separated from her husband. I don't know if they were divorced. I don't recall, but she was estranged from her husband, and she wanted to invite everybody to have this lunch because she lied to them saying she was having health issues, and I think she told them that she had cancer, and then in reality she didn't have cancer. What was going on, this woman was overweight and she was going to have the weight loss surgery, the gastric bypass or something, and she didn't want to tell them that. And they always apparently there was issue with the recipe or something that she cooked all the time where they said it was bland. So she went and got these premium ingredients, and one of them was these mushrooms. This is where all this shit's at. The trouble, and she's blaming on the way they were stored, but apparently she foraged for mushrooms in the past, and she put them in the same container with the ones she just purchased, and the old ones were really old, and I guess they turned into some poison, and she put it in her what did she make? Some type of meat dish. And then everybody got sick, and three out of the four guests died. Her ex-husband or separated husband did not want to go, and he felt like it was gonna be weird, and he didn't go. and she sent her kids away. So to me, it sounds like all this was planned. But she goes, in reality, Patterson said she intended to have weight loss surgery, but she was too embarrassed to tell anybody and planned to pretend to her in-laws that she was undergoing cancer treatment. So she fucking lied from the beginning. She goes, she was. This is the other part where I'm like, yeah, she knew what the fuck she did. The accused said she believes she was spared the worst effects because she self-induced vomiting shortly after her lunch guests left, and she's claiming she binged most of the cake and then she made herself throw up. No, I think she knew what she did, and that's why she made herself throw up.
Yeah,
And
this lady's
she
guilty,
went,
man. Throw the
yeah,
book
then
at
she
her.
went to the hospital for treatment, unlike her guest, she recovered quickly. That's how you poison your parents, right? And then growing afraid she would be blamed for the poisoning. That her children would be taken. Patterson later disposed of her dehydrator and told investigators she never owned one and foraged for the mushrooms before. Uh, and then she changed her story. She bought all. She told the investigator she bought all the mushrooms at the store, even though she knew it was possible that foraged mushrooms had accidentally found their way into the meal. And then she said she remotely wiped her cell phone while it sat on the evidence locker to remove pictures of the mushrooms she foraged. Prosecutors argued in opening their case in April she poisoned her husband's family on purpose, although they didn't suggest a motive. She carefully avoided poisoning herself and faked being ill. And the trial's still going, but if she's convicted, she gets 25 years. So she's been lying from day one, or she kind of knows she's going to get in trouble. The only thing what's lacking is motive in this whole story. But yeah, it's I think she did it because she threw up right afterwards. So that's to me like my number one thing. She knew what she did. What are you guys' thoughts on that? You think she's guilty?
I 100% think she's guilty. I actually came across that article myself a while ago. I thought it was interesting too, man. So I was like laughing when you sent it over for us to read. I was like, nice. Yeah, this is a crazy one. It's like out of like a TV show, dude. Like one
Right.
of those like mystery episodes, you know?
Bland food. Yeah.
She 100% did it. What her motives are, who knows? That's only somebody that knows her personally would know. Maybe she had some gripe with those in-laws. Maybe they're the ones that, kind of convinced the guy to divorce her. Who knows what, right? Like,
I
there's
think that's one of them. And two, I have a feeling they probably gave her a lot of crap or made comments about her weight.
could be.
So I think that's one of the reasons she did this. And yeah, it's who knows, but the motive to me, that's what it is. And what was funny, the husband kind of knew what, like, oh shit, like you want me to come for dinner? Like, nah, it's gonna be weird. I don't want to go. I had a feeling he kind of knew what she's capable of, and that's why he didn't go.
I,
Yeah,
I would hope he would have warned his parents too, man. That's sad
Yes.
though, man. That's crazy.
yeah. To me, when I was reading this thing, I'm like, nah, this lady's guilty. There's too many little other weird things about the whole situation. Her erasing her phone,
Yes.
blaming Great Value Walmart mushrooms for killing these people when she just went out and got these like deadly mushrooms herself. So yeah, to me it was just too many things. I'm like, this lady's guilty. Telling the kids, hey, don't come over, sending them off, and it's like you said, the husband kind of had a feeling. He's like, this chick's crazy. So I'm not really sure why even the in-laws would go over there
And then
to
she made
begin with.
herself throw up afterwards.
Oh
And
yeah,
then
that.
she went to the hospital for it. Like, I think I ate some bad food or this and that, and like I was throwing whatever that she told them, allegedly, but she knew what was up. She knew something was up, or she knew what she planned. To me, that's like the biggest red flag. The only thing they're really struggling with is motive. I think in America, if this was in America, the police would have found the motive immediately, and it had to be something like really personal, like comments, or maybe that she blames them for the separation or divorce, and then like she didn't want to tell him about the weight loss surgery. So I have a feeling like all that's somewhat intertwined in all the reasons she wanted to poison these people, or and not. maybe she didn't want to kill him, but well, I don't know. She made me want him to feel like shit. I don't know. That's the
Maybe.
only thing I don't know yet.
I gotta admit something, Andy. I have a difficult time eating other people's foods. For the reason it does go through my head. I'm like, what did they do to prepare this? Is it clean? Is it gonna make me sick? And it is something that goes through my head, but I try to force myself to overcome it. But yeah, it does go through my head
Yeah,
to eat
you
other
love
people's food.
Chinese food and going out to fast food places. This doesn't make sense, Danny.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That is a weird disconnect. It's maybe because I don't know those people, but like to go over to your house and eat your food, it's a mental block that I have to get over
Interesting.
when other people are serving food. Like at work, sometimes people bring these banana nut cakes things, and they look
Yes.
good, man. But I can't touch it, man. I can't eat it. It like something about it is just like, ah, man. I don't know if that is good or dirty, and I just can't do it.
I
What?
100% relate, man. They brought cookies over at work Friday, and when I had like two small ones because I'm like, the smallest ones, it probably won't have much poison if there is some in here. I'm just like being paranoid, right? But I still ate it. I'm like, if there is some wrong, I know who brought it. They're going down for it. But a lot of other people are eating it too, and everybody's all right. So I'm like, all right, I'll have some of these.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you guys are. That's an interesting take. Like I said, I don't like. I hear you. But like I said, Nanny likes like takeout and restaurant food. Um, yeah, but if you go to like your parents, your mom's, I guess you know her. That doesn't bother you because
No,
I'm
no,
pretty sure your mom isn't using like fucking gloves or anything.
no, no. Yeah, if it's my parents, like if my mom makes tamales, boom, I'll eat it. I'll sit down, heat it up. But if I found out that somebody else made the tamales and they gave them to my mom and she has some to offer, I can't eat it. I'm like, nah.
Really?
I'm like, I'm fine, unless it like looks like awesome. But if it looks iffy, I'm just like, yeah, it's not worth it. I'm not gonna eat some other person's tamales and just risk it. So then I decide not to. But I know
All I
that.
I'm
know
the
is
same way, dude.
I watch videos of people cooking at home and they're like when they're making meatloaf or ground beef now, they all have gloves on. I'm like, who the fuck are they kidding? Like, ain't they nobody in the home is using gloves. I mean, they'll probably wash their hands and before they jump on that meat or anything, or when they're like marinating meat and they're salt, seasoning the stuff. I'm like, they got gloves on. Like, man, this is total bullshit. Like, ain't nobody fucking doing that shit.
There's an argument that gloves make it worse
That's
because
what
you're
I'm thinking.
because you're touching multiple other surfaces that have germs,
Yes.
and then you're coming back to that meat. You know what I mean? So they say just washing your hands is the best way,
But that's
but
what my whole thing is like, yeah, you wash your hands with like antibacterial soap, and then you like rinse it. Like I'm always thinking like how much of the chemicals and stuff they put in the soap is going on to anything that you prepare.
hmm
And then with the latex gloves, I'm always thinking like it's like rubber, and then some of them are like weird or coated and shit. And I'm like, how much of the chemicals is going on to that fucking meat?
Yeah, yeah, you are right.
Like the micro, like everybody's like microplastics, like all that crap. So yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. It's weird. Not that it's weird. Like I hear you, but I don't know. It's just interesting. Maybe it's
we,
just a corral thing. I
we
want to
just
know if
we've seen too many
Saul and your
movies,
other
man. That's
brother.
all it is. We've seen too many
Yeah,
movies and read too many articles about people getting poisoned with mushrooms and shit.
Yeah, and I know the majority is me. But they say acknowledging the issue is half the battle, and then you could try to overcome it. But yeah, it's always stopped me from eating other people's foods, especially if I know that their conditions maybe are a little iffy. I'm like, I don't know if they cleaned off that frying pan that they used, and it just like grosses me out, and it's not worth it. I mean, I guess if I was starving, then yeah, I'd eat whatever shit they're gonna give me. But since I got options, I'd elect not to.
like you see the video where people throw out like food that is best by date passed, and they're going through the garbage.
Oh, really?
And then would you take that shit if
Uh,
it's still
it,
in its packaging?
if it's still in the original, for sure. I don't know.
Damn.
Once it's inside the receptacle, the garbage
Yeah, it'll be in the
receptacle,
bin. Yeah, the dumpster.
that would be a little difficult. But if it's still sealed, if it's a can of menudo and it's just past the date and somebody threw it in the garbage, I like to think I'll pull it out and rinse it off and use it. But yeah, it's funny you said about throwing away food. We went to a baptism this weekend as well, and dude, there was so much food, man. And then they were just throwing it all the way at the end because some people would just nibble on it, and then there was just like plates full of food. And but yeah, like I was mentioning, guys, yeah, the wastefulness of the society and people just throwing stuff away, it is a little difficult to see. But for everybody out there, I hope none of you throw us away. I hope you all still enjoy our content, and we'd like to thank you for that. We want to remind you to check us out on Facebook and X at Freeform Network. Send in those questions and suggestions. Andy loves reading them. He's always telling me about them. ffnquestions@gmail.com. Visit our webpage. That's where you're going to see all of our legacy archive stuff. freeformnetwork.podbean.com. We really appreciate it if you take the time to like and subscribe, whatever platform you're using to listen to us in, YouTube, Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, anywhere you're out there. We really appreciate it. It does help the numbers and just get us exposed to more people. So we really appreciate that. But for Freeform Radio, we got Andy.
It's all good, Andy. Want to thank y'all for listening. Again, hope everybody had a good Father's Day, and we'll catch you next time.
And we got Noel.
Thank you, everybody, for being a fan and sticking with us for this long journey here. We got many more episodes to come, so just stay tuned.
Yeah, for sure, man. And my name is Daniel. I'd like to thank you all for listening. Remember, I got 9-on-1 on Hot Dial, so I just have to click one and boom, I got it. But we'd like to thank you all for listening, and we'll catch you on the next one.
That was cool, Dad.